Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TauGtOProfit.com. Today I want to ask you a question. Are you a co-creator with God or a co-creator with the devil? You know, I wrote a book called Co-Creators with God, and it goes into detail about having the abundant life and living the abundant life, operating with God, living like God wants you to live. But I don't think many people really think about what that means, especially if they haven't read the book. Because as you go throughout your day, from the very second you wake up to the very moment when you fall asleep, you're making decisions either for good, more of God's goodness and blessing and abundance in your life, or for evil, for curse, for negativity, for death. You know, I often quote that verse talking about that you choose life and blessing or death and cursing. But this is something you don't just do one time. Every act, every choice you're making is toward that, one of those two things. There's no real middle ground. You choose the junk food for lunch, you've chose death, you chose cursing, because you know that's not good for your body. But we can even put aside the long-term results from it. You know it doesn't give you the proper fuel to operate at your optimal levels right here and now. So you're going to feel sluggish. You're going to feel run down because you ate junk. That's a little decision. It may seem minor, and so many people are going around worn out and with no energy. That's part of it because they keep making bad decisions. You get junk food, get fast food, get all this stuff that's not good for you, and then wonder why you have no energy from morning when you wake up to when you go to sleep, or you have to have coffee and caffeine and energy drinks to keep yourself with any kind of energy. That's not the way you're created to be. And in business, you're making decisions every day. They may be small, but they add up to big things. Sometimes you just need to step back a little bit and say, wait, am I choosing life and blessing here, or am I choosing death and cursing? Because out of your heart flows the issues of life. If what you're looking around your life is not the best, most optimal life that you could ever possibly have, you haven't made every single decision for good, for blessing, for life. Now that's not to diminish you. It's not to denigrate you. It's not to make you feel, oh no, I failed. No. It's so hopefully you can recognize and start looking and observing what you're doing each and every day, no matter how big or small it may be. The choices you're making are contributing to the life you're living, to the life you're experiencing. But also know and give yourself a break on this and understand that some of the experiences you're having right now are from seeds you sown, bad choices you made months or weeks or even years before. So it doesn't mean that your past few weeks have all been bad. That's why you're having this bad experience right now. You don't need to micromanage things either because you can't go back in the past. You can do some work subconsciously to have a new opinion, a new thought life about some past negative experiences you had and bad choices you made. But as far as your current existence, the only thing you can work on is what's currently going on and the choices you will make in the future. And make sure that you're constantly moving forward and progressing and going from good to good, blessing to blessing, life to life, glory to glory. This doesn't mean you have to micromanage every single choice and just be in a kind of a state of worry that, oh no, I might make a bad choice. No, it's just you get yourself in that flow of that high vibrational state of thinking positive, you'll make naturally the right decisions. So you can't go read the news or watch some negative news and all this doom and gloom and then wonder why you made bad decisions, why you made choices that led to negative experiences. You have to wean yourself of that, just like you wean yourself from the junk food and all these stimulants to try to keep yourself having some energy levels. Because you have each and every day choices that you make that will either put you in league with God, co-creating with Him, following his leading, his guidance, trying to deliver heaven to earth, and just have his goodness experienced by all. Or you'll bring death. You'll bring cursing. You'll bring misery and failure and mediocrity and apathy, which is what is the norm, unfortunately. And that is being a co-creator with the devil. I don't mean literally, because he didn't have to even know you exist for you to be operating along his plane, doing his will. All you gotta do is fall in line with the world, what they do. And look at the results they get. That's not what most people want. All kinds of problems, substance abuse, miseries and failures, bankruptcies and mediocrity. That's not what the kind of life you want to have. This isn't to criticize those people. It's just to say, if you keep making decisions like everyone else does, the only results you can experience are the same kind of results they're getting. And I guarantee you most people are not looking and pointing to an average person saying, that's what I want to be like. Unless you have to be super low and completely down and out to even look up to those people. And as I said, it's not to criticize them. It's just to put it in perspective. You want to choose good, choose blessing, choose life. Not looking for other people as your example, but looking to God as your example. Living like God does. Thinking like God does. As best as you can as a finite human being. So you think positively. You call those things that be not as though they were. You decree a thing and see it be established unto you, and the light is shined upon your way. You just constantly are flowing in that goodness and blessing, and you don't have time to think about cursing. You don't have time to think about death and failure and misery and mediocrity. You don't have time to get into worry and fear and anxiety. You are just operating in a high vibrational state, flowing in the Spirit, and walking in love. And my friend, when you do that, when you get to that point, you start to see each and every day life getting better and better and better. Because this is so powerful. It may seem simplistic, this short little video, but if you can get a hold of this and actually make this the way you rule your life, where you're looking at the decisions you're making, you're each and every day correcting and improving upon your decision-making skills, even in the small things, like I mentioned, such as what you eat for dinner, what you eat for lunch or breakfast or whatever it may be. Whether you exercise or not, whether you read or not, whether you're improving your mind. Little tiny decisions that don't seem like much. And on the surface, there's no way of connecting this decision over here to eat a healthy, vibrant lunch with the $1 million contract you got later that day or the next week, but it adds up. And it puts you in the vibrational state to receive only good, only God's goodness, only His blessing, only His opulence and luxury and abundance. And when you do that, you'll be operating in His prosperity and experiencing His goodness each and every day. And then you won't want to go back. You won't even be tempted to go back to thinking the old way, to where you're going back and forth. Sometimes you're choosing blessing, sometimes you're choosing cursing and bouncing around back and forth and just kind of experiencing mediocrity. You're going to experience glory, and you're going to go from glory to glory. And I want to encourage you, before I close this video out, get my book, Co-Creators with God, because in there is a lot of detail that will really help you in this endeavor. If you really want to experience the abundant life that Jesus came to give you, I've laid it out in that book so you can have that experience. You can have that life. Invest in yourself. Get that book today, and you'll be blessed. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.